Clearfield Trust Co. v. United States 318 U.S. 363 to 371, 1943. Governments descend to the level of a mere private corporation and take on the characteristics of a mere private citizen. Where private corporate commercial paper, Federal Reserve notes, and securities checks is concerned. For purposes of suit, such corporations and individuals are regarded as entities entirely separate from government. Quote, "What the Clearfield Doctrine is saying is that when private commercial paper is used by corporate government, then government loses its sovereignty status and becomes no different than a mere private corporation. As such, government then becomes bound by the rules and laws that govern private corporations, which means that if they intend to compel an individual to some specific performance based upon its corporate statutes or corporation rules, then the government, like any private corporation, must be the holder in due course of a contract or other commercial agreement between it and the one upon whom demands for specific performance are made. And further, the government must be willing to enter the contract or commercial agreement into evidence before trying to get the court to enforce its demands, called statutes. This case is very important because it is a 1942 case that was decided after the United States Corporation Company filed its Certificate of Incorporation in the state of Florida July 15, 1925. And it was decided after the corporate government agreed to use the currency of the private corporation, the Federal Reserve. The private currency, the Federal Reserve note, is still in use today. For corporations are not and can never be sovereign. They are not real, they are a fiction and only exist on paper. 5. Therefore, all laws created by these government corporations are private corporate regulations called public law, statutes, codes and ordinances to conceal their true nature. Do the judge and your lawyer know about this? You bet they do. 6. Since these government bodies are not sovereign, they cannot promulgate or enforce criminal laws, they can only create and enforce civil laws, which are duty-bound to comply with the law of contracts. The law of contracts requires signed written agreements and complete transparency. Did you ever agree to be arrested and tried under any of their corporate statutes? For that matter, did you ever agree to contract with them by agreeing to be sued for violating their corporate regulations? 8. Enforcement of these corporate statutes by local, state and federal law enforcement officers are unlawful actions being committed against the sovereign public, and these officers can be held personally liable for their actions. Bond v. U.S. 529 U.S. 334 2000 and Colton v. Kentucky 407 U.S. 104, 122 1972 United States v.S. National Rockland Bank 1940. 35 F. Sup. 912 Also Cook v.S. U.S. 91 U.S. 389.